Hey everybody, it's MommaOG. I am back with another reaction. Tonight is another donation request from my friend Kane Alexander. Thank you so much, as always. This one goes back to one of the original ones that you made. I am finally getting around to Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, and the song is called Song of Joy. Now, I know one song by this group, and that's The Red Right Hand, of course, from the Peaky Blinders series. I recently binge watched that whole thing. That song was played a couple of times per episode, but every time in the very beginning. That is the only song that I know from this group. And because of that, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of background reading on them or him. I'm assuming it's a band. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds are a rock band formed in Melbourne in 1983. And led by Nick Cave, multi-instrumentalist Mick Harvey, and German guitarist vocalist Blixa Bargeld. The band has featured international personnel throughout its career and presently consists of Cave, violinist and multi-instrumentalist Warren Ellis, bassist Martin P. Casey from Australia, guitarist George Gestica from United Kingdom, touring keyboardist percussionist Larry Mullins, also known as Toby Dammit, United States, and drummers Thomas Wilder from Switzerland and Jim Sclavunos from the United States. Described as, quote-unquote, one of the most original and celebrated bands of the post-punk and alternative rock eras in 1980s and onward. Okay. They have released 18 studio albums and completed numerous international tours. They are from Australia. Alternative rock, gothic rock, experimental rock, art rock, post-punk. 1983 to present. Looks like there's a couple of spin-off groups. Grinderman, The Birthday Party. All right, so I have a little bit of a foundation. I have my earbuds in. Let's go ahead and take a listen. I got closed captions on.
Sir, allow me to impose on you. I have no place to stay, and my bones are cold right through. I will tell you a story of a man and his family, and I swear that it is true. 10 years ago, I met a girl named Joy. She was a sweet and happy thing. Her eyes were bright blue jewels, and we were married in the spring. I had no idea what happiness a little love could bring, or what life had in store. But all things move toward their end. All things move toward their end. On that you can be sure. Hit it.
Just gonna pause it for a quick second because it's giving me Roger Waters vibes a little bit. Yeah, for sure. Let me rewind it a bit. Let's keep going. It's very dramatic.
To find her weeping, and for many days to follow. She grew so sad and lonely, became joy in name only. Within her breast there launched an unnamed sorrow, and a dark and grim force set sail. Farewell, happy fields, where joy forever dwells. Hail, horrors, hail.
I can understand these lyrics.
Of contrition, or some awful premonition, as if she saw into the heart of her cold soap night, those lunatic eyes, that hungry kitchen knife. Or I see, sir, that I have your attention. Well, could it be? How often have I asked that question? Well, then in quick succession we had babies, 1, 2, 3. We called them Hilda, Hattie, and Holly. They were their mother's children. Their eyes were bright blue jewels, and they were quiet as a mouse. There was no laughter in the house, no, not for Hilda, Hattie, or Holly. No wonder people said, poor Mother Joy, so melancholy. Well, one night there came a visitor to our little home. I was visiting a sick friend. I was a doctor then. Joy and the girls were on their own. Yeah. Electrical tape in her mouth, a gag. She'd been stabbed repeatedly and stuffed into a sleeping bag. In their very cots, my girls were robbed of their lives. Method of murder, much the same as my wives. Yep, method of murder, much the same as my wives.
It's awful.
It was midnight when I arrived home. Said to the police on the telephone, someone's taken 4 innocent lives. They never caught the man. He's still on the loose. It seems he's done many, many more. Quotes John Milton on the walls in the victim's blood. The police are investigating a tremendous cause. In my house he wrote his red right hand. That I'm told is from Paradise Lost. The wind round here gets wicked cold, but my story's nearly told. I fear that morning will bring quite a frost. So I've left my home, I drift from land to land. I am upon your step, and you are a family man. Outside the vultures wheel, the wolves howl, the serpents hiss, and to extend this small favor, friend, would be the sum of earthly bliss. Do you reckon me a friend?
Wow.
The sun to me is dark and silent as the moon. Do you, sir, have a room? Are you beckoning me in the head?
I think this might be the first I'm hearing percussion. And I'm hearing some voices in the background. Yeah. Whew. I have a lot that I was trying to retain to say. That was definitely giving me Pink Floyd, Roger Waters vibes in the way it was delivered. I gathered from the lyrics that he met a girl named Joy. They ended up getting married, and for some reason she got very depressed and was sad all the time, and they ended up having kids. And then when he was away visiting a sick friend, somebody came and murdered them all. definitely conveyed a story. The music backed that story up for sure. It was kind of more like watching a movie. And I love music like that because it takes me, it stops me thinking about everything else going on in my life and it puts me in a different scenario. Even though it wasn't all that pleasant of a scenario, I know that it was just a song, but that's how I feel when I listen to Pink Floyd. Roger Waters has this album that Mike plays quite a bit that it's, to a lot of people, it's out there. But I love it because there's such good storytelling that appeals to me in music for sure. I bet you Mike would enjoy that because he's a huge Pink Floyd fan, loves the Roger Waters side of Pink Floyd as well. The music was dramatic and, like I said, it fit the story perfectly. This group's been around for a while, and I'm ashamed to say I'd only learned this one song, The Red Right Hand, which I did hear him reference in this song, something about the guy that murdered his family writing something with his red right hand. That was intense and good. Let me know what else from them I need to hear. Kane, thank you so much for suggesting this one. I'm sorry it took me so long. Thank you all for being here to watch, and I will see you next time.
Danny, this all happens every morning. Fresh sliced lettuce, tomatoes, and freshly grilled bacon. But I take the job of bacon manager very seriously. Is that a real job? Definitely. Freshly prepped every morning. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
New Centra Menopause supplements help unpause life when symptoms pause it. With a multivitamin